already checked the knowledge. Sir has asked the student that do you know how and where laws for the country are framed? Sir has already checked the previous knowledge of the student. So how the student will respond? So here it goes. Student will answer. If they knows, I consider they knows. Yes sir, our member of parliament framed the laws in a well-structured building called Parliament. Parliament is a well-structured building, but everyone is not allowed to go there and frame the laws. There are circumstances, there are conditions. So, who is eligible to be there? Who is eligible to sit in the Parliament? Obviously, those who are elected by the people of this country, that we call the universal adult franchise. Everyone who is 18 years and above are eligible to choose their parliamentarian. Next questions, as sir has asked, the head of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So I am considering that they are the student of class 9, so they will answer this simple question. Definitely, the head of the Lok Sabha is called a speaker, and the head of the Rajya Sabha is called chairman. Again, I will ask the questions that in some cases, sometimes the chairman is called, not sometimes, regularly the chairman is called the ex officio chairman. Why this ex officio is included in the name of their post? Because ex officio chairman is vice president of the country. Vice president is handling two posts at the same time. That is why he is called not only chairman but the ex officio chairman. Now the explanation part. I as a teacher will explain to clear this concept. As we know that India is the largest democratic country of the world. India is the largest democratic country of the world. So it is not possible to sit every citizen at a single place and frame the laws and policies for the nation. So what we will do? We will elect a parliamentarian on the behalf of the people. They will sit in the parliament in the behalf of the people. Next, we, the people of India, elect our representative, and already discussed that not every citizens are eligible. Those who are 18 years and above can only cast their vote. So how, now the question is how we can engage the student in this, to explaining in this session. The main matter is the student-centered classroom. How we will engage the students. So the student itself is a parliamentarian. So it is very easy for us to understand them. I will choose anything, any topic, that from today onwards the school is going to make a rule. The school has decided one thing, that from tomorrow onwards there will be one extra classes in the school. Are you ready for that? So there is possibility that not every student will agree on that. They might have some work at their home, so some student will disagree. So what I will do, I will cast their vote. I will ask their agreement. If the majority of the student will be ready, that 2/3 of the student will be ready, then we will implement this new rule, that is the extra classes from tomorrow onwards. So these are the things from which we can engage the students to explain this very critical topic. This is theoretical, but we can make it practical as well. And next, the outcomes part. Outcome. Okay. So we all teachers have decided to represent one activity through which you can also understand the functioning of parliament. So we all teachers have decided to select one Lok Sabha head, that is speaker. So sir, you please come here. We have selected a speaker.